Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We are here with Jeff and Colby and we're going to demonstrate all the obedience commands he's learned here at Nora's Dog Training Company. Now, as you'll notice, Colby is seated very nicely at Jeff's left, which is where all the training starts and stops. Now, the first thing we're going to do is introduce his training equipment. Now, Jeff's got a standard 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that training leash in his right hand, which leaves his left hand free to make any correction. And the only correction we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, which there are several different training collars, and we'll give you a couple options to see what you're most comfortable with, and of course we'll give you our recommendation. Now again, Colby's seated very nicely at Jeff's left, which is where all the training starts and stops, and the first command we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is properly walking on the leash, always on your left, and the command is Colby heel. Now if you hear the occasional click during this video, we've incorporated a little bit of clicker training with Colby. So one, it redirects him, it keeps him focused on his trainer Jeff, and we'll also incorporate the occasional treat as motivation. Nice automatic sit, very nice. So we use praise, we use clicker, and we'll use the occasional treat to keep him motivated. Now Jeff's going to take off heeling one more time. Again, Colby's job right now is to stay even with Jeff's left leg, no forging ahead, no lagging behind, and whenever Jeff stops, Colby's been trained to automatically sit and wait for another command. And you can see he's very focused on his trainer, he's looking up at Jeff. Nice automatic sit. Now the next command we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The sit-stay is a hand and a voice command. Use your left open palm a couple inches from Colby's muzzle, and the one-word firm command to stay.
Stay.
So with your sit-stays at home, start off at 30 seconds or so, working up to 3 minutes. Colby tends to be a little bit anxious, so working up to that 3-minute mark may take a little while, but it's certainly worth the investment. Have him hold this, and when you get to a certain period of time, 30 seconds or so, when you return back to him, you're going to walk right back to heel position. He gets a lot of praise for doing a good job, and then you take off heeling again. So your stationary commands at home you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. We're practicing in our training yard, which is very quiet. It's distraction free, which is really important for all of our dogs, but especially Colby. Nice automatic sit. Jeff's going to demonstrate that sit-stay one more time for you. If you're working indoors with him, you can eventually drop the leash and go further and further away, or if you're working in a fenced-in area. So instead of returning back to Colby this time, Jeff's going to call him out of that. The command is Colby come, and he should come back and sit facing Jeff. Very nice. When Jeff calls him, he lightens the tone of his voice. We want that come command to be a happy command. He comes back sitting and facing his trainer, and then they take off heeling again. And again, the command is Colby heel. Now, as you'll notice, Jeff's left hand is all the way down on that training leash. He doesn't give Colby too much slack, too much room to kind of get away from him. Nice automatic sit, and we'll demonstrate that sit-stay in the recall one more time.
Stay.
And all of this obedience training is designed to make Colby a better listener, make him more responsive at home on and off leash, and just a better overall dog. He's extremely sweet. It's also good for confidence building as well. Again, when Jeff calls him out of that, it's Colby come. He comes back, sits very, very nicely, facing his trainer, looking up at him, and gets another nice reward for being a good boy. And then they take off heeling again. Now, Colby's a sweetheart. He loves affection. So there's a little bit of a fine line between too much praise, not enough, and you're going to find that working with him. Nice automatic sit. Now the next set of commands we're going to demonstrate is going to be the down command. So always have him seated first, a little bit of a shake. Jeff has him sit, and then he's going to use his left open palm and the one-word firm command to down. Down and stay. Now we have a little blanket out here because it's a little chilly. So have him hold this down stay at home for say 1 minute, eventually working up to 5 minutes. And again, you can practice these commands right inside your home. So again, you're going to have him hold this, and when Jeff returns back to Colby, he's going to walk right back to heel position. Now if he messed that command up a little bit, he got up when he shouldn't have, Jeff puts him right back into that. We want him to follow these commands the way they were designed. So he has to hold this down until he gets another command. That was better. And then Jeff takes off healing with Colby again. So if he makes a little mistake, wasn't the end of the world, just go right back to the command and make sure he finishes the way it's designed to be done. We're going to show you that down from heel position one more time. Down. And stay. With your stationary commands, we don't use their name. The only time we use his name in training is when we're healing or when we're calling them. And this has been the only real issue. I mean, other than him warming up to us in the very beginning, was just his focus and the ability to hold some of these stationary commands. He's a little bit of a nervous guy, and that's a little bit difficult for him. So that's why we always say start off at a reasonable amount, 30 seconds, and slowly increase from there. Now Jeff can call him out of that. Again, it's Colby, come. He should come back and sit facing his trainer, which he did very, very nicely.
That was perfect.
Good boy. And then they take off healing again. Now the very last command we're going to demonstrate typically is the hardest because you're not right next to your dog. So again, always have him seated first, give him the stay command, and just take a step or two away. We're going to increase this distance as his training progresses. You're going to use your right hand this time and the one-word firm command to down. And that was perfect. So like all of our dogs that graduate, we've enjoyed having Colby here so much. He's a love, he's a sweetheart. He's been a little bit of a challenge, but we've enjoyed every moment of it. Keep practicing with Colby. That's the most important thing now that he's coming home. And certainly keep us posted on his progress. Any questions you have whatsoever, we want to be able to help you guys any way, shape, or form. We want to thank you for trusting us with him. We love him, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a great day.